Today, Claudia Shivers and Brian Hamilton are reuniting to relive their experience on free enterprise. Claudia recently started a gourmet coffee business.
I want to be in grocery stores, and I need help doing it.
But with her record of incarceration, she struggled to get her dreams off the ground.
Now it's trial by fire. She has to go do it.
Will she finally succeed and be the role model her children need?
You ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's watch it.
Let's do it.
I'm Ryan Smith, and you're about to see Claudia's incredible journey on today's Free Enterprise. For most formerly incarcerated people, the first step to starting a new life is a new job. But many find it almost impossible to get hired with a criminal record. So the answer might be to become their own boss. With the help of Brian Hamilton, one of America's foremost entrepreneurs who's built a variety of successful businesses over 30 years, along with his team of experienced mentors, these aspiring enterprisers are learning the skills they need to turn their passions into profits and a brand new life. The work is hard, but the payoff is priceless. This is Free Enterprise. It's been said that it takes a lifetime to build a reputation, but only a minute to ruin it. Claudia Shivers understands this bit of wisdom all too well. When she was a young mother of 5, she struggled to make ends meet, but her reputation as a hard worker landed her a great job. Unfortunately, in a moment of poor judgment, she cut corners that landed her in federal prison. For Claudia, prison was tough, but losing her reputation was much worse. Now that she's free again, Claudia is determined to start her own business and restore her good name.
My name is Claudia Shivers. I have 5 children, 4 girls and 1 son. One of the part-time jobs I had was working at a tax office as a receptionist. And then I started doing taxes on my own. It turns out my associates were doing some illegal tax work. And to be honest, I knew it and I turned a blind eye to it. Telling my story was liberating. I felt like a weight was lifted.
Yeah, that's great, because a lot of people, as you know, are sort of held back by their past. So it's great that you're able to communicate that and get that out to the world and feel good about it.
You know, the one person who replies to you and tells you how you changed their life is worth any amount of embarrassment.
Absolutely.
I've seen this for 30 years. When you go to prison, often you carry that with you. You start to think of yourself in a negative way. That's one of the huge barriers that we've got to help people overcome how they think of themselves.
Before she went to prison, Claudia briefly worked at a local coffee shop and discovered a new passion.
In all my time while I was in prison, I read about coffee. It was never a career I would have chosen, but I grew to love it.
After serving her time, Claudia began selling gourmet coffee beans with her sister Nette and daughter Michaela.
My sister and I came up with the name for the company, Queen Coffee Bean.
Claudia was in prison a year ago. Now she is a real bona fide entrepreneur.
Business is good right now. I just need to take it to the next level.
You know more than anybody that one decision can actually change your entire life.
That's true for good decisions and bad decisions. You have to learn to not dwell on it because it can change your life, and you have to learn to take control so you can change it back.
Absolutely, yes.
The 5 keys to business: product, customers, marketing. Are you getting your name out there? Financials, and most importantly, the you factor. What's inside of you that's gonna make you drive when things get tough, because they always do.
I'm excited to see you. You guys are so welcoming. And by the way, I have 3 of you to deal with. Usually it's one person.
Well, we were excited for you to be there, but we were just thinking, we hope he has fun when he gets here. Daughter, Kayla.
Nice to meet you. I think my mom is amazing. And not just because she belongs to me, but because I feel like she's an amazing mentor.
Come on in, let's show you the place. Welcome to Queen Coffee Bean.
Wow.
Lots of people say hero and they think about Muhammad Ali, Martin Luther King. I think about Claudia.
These are actually the unroasted coffee beans. Smell that? That's pre-magic smell. That's right.
That's strong.
Those beans smell terrible.
It was obvious what you were thinking, but then that makes the end of the process so much better because now you know how they start out. You can appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Right?
For any new entrepreneur, knowing your product is a key first step. And Claudia is going to give Brian a lesson in bean roasting.
So then we're going to close that up.
Okay. Where do you guys come in here?
We roast as needed.
Are you supervising her? Is that what you're saying? When do you know that you're done?
Every bean that you roast for the first time, you have to figure out what the roast is for it. Each bean behaves differently.
So you keep your log, and basically every time you do it, you're trying different things, and then you put your signature, and you're like, okay, this is mine, I got it. And that becomes sort of the formula?
Yes.
But in the beginning, it's a lot of, like, creativity, frankly, right?
Yes, that's right.
Interesting. She likes what she's doing, and if you're an entrepreneur and you like what you're doing, your probability of success is much higher.
So you hear that crack in that noise?
Yeah.
That's called the first crack. And so that's how we decide when we're gonna finish with our beans.
Even though it's a small business, you're starting it the right way, organized and tight.
There were times when we weren't as organized, and we had to throw away a lot of product because we didn't label things, we didn't know what they were. So that came from a lot of trial and error.
Right, and you can't scale something if you don't start the right way. As the tree is planted, it grows.
Right.
That is really good. Claudia did her homework. She knows this stuff deep. She nails product. Where can I help you out? You know, you've done the hard work, right? You've got the revenue. Where can I help you?
You can help me get my coffee onto grocery store shelves.
Let's try something.
Brian mocks up a grocery store shelf to help Claudia visualize her next steps to success.
All right, here comes Brian with his tough love.
Remember the love, though. That's where it's coming from.
So let's talk about how we get here.
Okay.
We've got 2 hurdles. Number 1 is volume.
Right.
What are you doing right now per month, roughly?
About 30 pounds.
If you go to Megastore, there's probably going to be a requirement that you do at least 400 to 500 pounds.
Right.
And are you set up for that right now today?
No.
And there it is, the upfront costs that you're gonna have and you're gonna run into. They're massive.
I thought I was ready. I thought I was ready until you pointed it out. I would have learned the hard way had you not pointed that out. And now, after looking at this and going through the whole experience, it makes a lot more sense.
Right.
Brian just beat up my dream a little bit. He told me I wasn't ready to be in grocery stores. He told me I wasn't ready to get to the level where I want to be. And I kind of thought I was.
How do we go from where we are right now to the dream? We're going to go to private grocery stores, private convenience stores, places where you can talk to the owner and you can persuade that owner.
Right.
Because we're going to start small and dream what?
Big.
Yeah, we don't change our dream.
Right.
But we change how we get to our dream.
Right. Going to smaller, locally owned grocery stores where I can talk to the owners. I mean, that has worked. I've used that advice since the show, and it's worked. And it's a great way to get people in the community to know who you are and just get to like you as a person.
Claudia has proven her product, and now she's got a game plan for how to maximize her financials and get her product on store shelves. Coming up next, Claudia gets some expert advice on how to improve her website. And later, can Claudia craft a perfect pitch?
You can redefine your life by focusing on the good things that happen.
That's beautiful.
Don't go away. Free Enterprise will be right back. Claudia Shivers is eager to take her small coffee bean roasting business to the next level. But as much as she wants to find new customers in stores, she first needs to focus on the online customers she already has. For Claudia, or any entrepreneur, growing a successful business is all about dreaming big, but not losing sight of the small stuff.
Never forget, marketing, marketing, marketing. Getting the word out.
Right. He wanted me to meet with Marty Martin, and I'm gonna talk to him so he can help me learn how to drive more business to my website, because even though I wanna get in grocery stores, Brian thinks this is a good place for me to start.
So Claudia, Brian said that he wants you to increase sales to your website. One of the primary ways of doing that online is through search engine optimization.
SEO, or search engine optimization, is a process of making your website rank higher on search results. For Claudia, that means more customers ordering her coffee.
I like to talk about it like a three-legged stool that you would sit on. The 3 legs that we primarily talk about are technical, on-page and content, and link building or trust that your website has.
I love the way Marty broke that thing down into a 3-legged stool. One leg is out and you're out of business.
Okay.
When we're talking about speed, we want to optimize the pictures on your website to make them load faster. And the way that we do that is by reducing them in size, just to the point where it's compressed really well, but our eye can't really tell the difference.
So, but will my product still look delicious?
It will look delicious. Okay.
That's a great point, because you still have to make the product look good, right?
Right.
Here as well, but one of the things I noticed right away is that you can't really see your main navigation at the top. It gets lost in the photographs. And so we can solve that by giving the navigational element a background color. You can see how that made a big difference.
That made a big difference. I'm excited about the simple things I can do by myself just to make a huge difference in what I have going on right now. At first, I was searching for my business and typing in the exact words, and I wasn't coming up. I just went home that evening. It took me a couple of hours, and the next day, I was seeing more traffic within 24 hours.
Wow.
They know where to find me.
I made my website about 6 months ago. I'm really proud of it, but now it's gonna be even better since I have some expert advice.
Coming up, Claudia goes one-on-one with Brian to learn how to sell her product and, most importantly, herself.
You want to give them an idea of who you are.
He's helping me breathe life back into myself and empower me, and then I can do that to other people.
Free Enterprise will return after this. For Claudia Shivers, it's now time to focus on getting her product in grocery stores, where local exposure can drive sales and build brand awareness among new customers. Today, she's headed to Brian Hamilton's home, where he's going to help her develop the perfect in-person pitch. And it's got to be great, because you only get one chance to make a first impression.
Hey, Claudia.
Hey, Brian.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Great, nice to see you.
How was your trip?
It was pretty easy.
That's great. If you're an entrepreneur, you have to be able to sell yourself. That starts with a good pitch. So this is the product, right?
Right, mm-hmm.
Nice logo, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's do this. Break up your pitch into maybe two things, right? One will be product,
Okay.
and the other one will be personal. When you meet with people, you want to give them an idea of who you are, the story behind the company and the ethos behind the company, what the company is all about.
Can I just share with you, like, where I started journaling about?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to see that. Yeah.
So there's a sketch of the coffee shop, the Clean Coffee being there. It's me serving the drink there.
You did this while you were in prison.
Yes. When I was behind bars, all I had was a journal and a pen.
Absolutely one of the most powerful moments of the season.
I felt like I was writing my way to the outside, to feel the emotion that you felt when you saw it. I knew I was on the right track. It was humbling. When you're in prison, right, it's no different than anything else, right? I've had breast cancer, I've lost loved ones. If you define your life's moments by the bad things that happen, you can redefine it by focusing on the good things that happen, right?
That's beautiful. And you would do this type of stuff, journaling each day?
Every day,
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mug Life, right? So instead of Thug Life, it's Mug Life.
That's a good name, you know?
Now, Brian, I wasn't completely sold on the idea of telling my personal story.
Yeah, of course, but people want to know the person behind the product, right? That's what we learned.
Small stores, local stores, like local vendors, local stories. You're part of the fabric of the local community. We are going to find those stores, okay?
Okay. Brian's given me a strategy of targeting locally owned stores, and to me, that strategy is extremely smart and completely doable. I got one here in Winston-Salem.
Okay, Winston-Salem.
Yep.
All right,
I see one in Greensboro. Looks like they're community-based.
right near you, right?
Right near me. Brian, to actually see the maps on the wall and to visualize going to those grocery store locations, that was powerful. That empowered me to go out. I got my own map, put it on my wall, and I was able to execute a plan.
Because each dot is a shot on goal, right? Those are all opportunities.
If Claudia could get one store, that would be a huge victory for her.
This whole process, face-to-face with Brian, is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Coming up, Claudia struggles to find a store owner who will give her a chance. And later, her mother's memory gives her the strength to keep going.
It feels like somebody has held my hand and carried me across the finish line.
Free Enterprise will be right back. Many people would consider an online business a success. But for Claudia Shivers, she won't be satisfied until she sees her custom roasted coffee beans on the shelves of local grocery stores. The day has come for her to take her product and new pitch to store managers. They see dozens of product reps every week, so getting a yes from them is no guarantee. Claudia is going to have to be relentless and pitch perfect.
If you're an entrepreneur, it's a jungle out there. You have a lot of competition. That's just the way it is.
Well, being in the middle of the jungle is a little different than just looking at it, you know, on paper.
Hey, I'm here to see Nick.
Oh, yeah, he's in the office. You can just head on back there.
Okay, thank you. I'm here, ready to make it happen. Hey, Nick, I'm Claudia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. We're getting 10 to 15 offers per week from vendors trying to gain shelf space. Highly competitive. Takes a lot of thought process to figure out which ones we're going to choose.
I am actually looking for partners to help me distribute my delicious coffee. I just brought, you know, some examples of what I had.
Perfect. Let me take a look.
That's our chocolate cherry coffee there.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting flavor for sure. So how do you get that flavor?
Trade
You can't tell me?
Yes, I had to do a whole lot of research on that one.
In our shop here, we have a local coffee that we carry that is kind of dominant just for our particular location. And we've tried some other coffee vendors in the past that have failed fairly quickly. What would make yours, do you think, different?
Well, for one, it's delicious, right?
Sure.
And for two, there's me. Behind every bag of coffee is the story about the things that that I've actually gone through and overcome. Being indicted, it is one of the lowest points, if not the lowest point of your life. So one thing that prison gives you is the opportunity to sit still, right?
Sure.
Even if you didn't want to.
Right.
So you have nothing to do. Could you tell I was nervous?
You know what? It doesn't even matter. It takes a lot of bravery to do that. That's what really matters. You're getting on the mound, throwing the ball. That's what people need to focus on. Because if they throw enough balls, they will get better at it.
Right, that's right. That's true. People are willing to give you a second chance if they see that if you're sincere.
Absolutely. I mean, that's an inspiring story for sure. 9 times out of 10, the story is what's going to sell the product.
So what do you think, Nick? Can you give me a try? Can we partner on this thing?
Our house coffee is stiff competition.
Coming up, will Nick say yes? Don't go away. Free Enterprise will return. After serving time in prison, Claudia Shivers is starting a new life and building a new coffee business. With the help of entrepreneur Brian Hamilton, Claudia is ready to get her product into local stores.
I've been working with former inmates for decades, and one of the biggest hurdles they have is their attitude, their persistence, their drive after they're incarcerated. Claudia is positive. She's energetic. She's going to persist. That's what people need.
Now she's moments away from actually seeing her coffee on the shelves.
I had butterflies in my stomach the entire time.
Belly to belly with the customer, with the prospect. It's what it's all about.
So what do you think, Nick? Can you give me a try? Can we partner on this thing?
Our house coffee is stiff competition. I mean, I think what we'll do, Miss Claudia, I'll bring you in for 3 months.
Okay.
Kind of as an introductory trial period. You know, that'll see a full cycle of customers through here. And then at the end of the 3 months, we'll get back together and we'll go over how many bags we moved, what we sold, and then we can kind of talk for a more permanent basis then.
That sounds extremely fair.
I mean, I think your story is what's gonna really push your business forward. I personally am very inspired by your story.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's, you know, like the old classic redemption story, you know, where, like you said, there was a fork in the road at some point and you chose a certain way, and that's very admirable.
When I heard Nick say he was inspired by my story, I was validated and I was confident in yet another piece of advice that Brian had given me.
I think most people can reflect within themselves, no matter how big or small. You know, they may have made a mistake. Everybody deserves a second chance.
That's me putting those bags on that shelf. Everybody can't say that they've ever done that, but I can say I have built a business and got in a grocery store. Today, I get to think about gratitude, what I had. I get to think about my journey, how far I've come, how proud my mom would be. It feels like somebody has held my hand and carried me across the finish line.
Claudia, there are millions of people watching this show, and they're inspired, but I'm inspired by you. This is why I do what I do. Your story, exactly.
I appreciate that. It never gets old for me to hear that somebody has been inspired, because I just personally think of it as making one good decision and then make another good decision and then remaining faithful to those decisions. I've learned to just tell my story, be direct, be compassionate about it, but most of all, what I've learned is to just take a step.